Hey, good evening, everyone. Welcome. Welcome to Tuesday evening here in this part of the world. Gonna be working on some more photography edits from the LARP I did a month ago now. I've wrapped up my edits for my friend who ran the LARP, and now I'm working on edits that have been requested by the players. So that's where I'm at now. So I hope you're all having a good evening. Thank you for spending some of your Tuesday evening with me. Hopefully you've had a pretty good time so far. Hopefully life's been treating you good since the last time we met. I was in Philly this past weekend for the board and tabletop convention known as PAX Unplugged with my husband. It was a great time. Spent way too much money on buying all sorts of games. And oh no, I need more shelf space. But that was fun. Yesterday, I took the day off as a recovery day, and here we are. So yeah, that's I'll be working on for the next couple of hours. Some more images. And again, hopefully you're all doing well. We are getting near the end of the year here. And I suppose as we getting ready for the last 26 days of the year, start thinking ahead to 2024. Hopefully it's a better year for yours truly. Things are starting to look in that direction. Things are starting to trend positively there. So the images that I've been editing now, not the edges I'm editing, the images that I am editing on this stream and the last couple of streams I've done were for a LARP, a live-action roleplay event that I was hired to do event photography for, called Gilded Cages. And it was using Vampire the Masquerade. It was a really, really fun experience. I had never been to a LARP in any capacity until this one, and it was a lot of fun. A little bit out of my element, because most of my photography is done in a fairly controlled setting, and by that I mean studio. Studio stuff, or if I'm outside shooting film, I can take my time and adjust all of my camera settings and whatnot for the environment that I'm in. Can't really do that easily when you are running around a venue trying to take as many pictures as you can. Black and white. Okay. Oh, let's see. I had a couple of notes from somebody. So let's actually do this one. Okay. Oops. What are you doing? Oh, God. Yeah. Hey! Good evening, Mr. Renzewa. That's right. You are coming to me from 12 hours in the future. How are you doing, my friend? Yes. Still far too early. I have a day job where I have to be awake between 7 and 8 a.m. every day, and I'm just like, no. No, no, no. I don't want to do stuff at this ungodly hour. Yes. So I am currently working on more editing of the images that I shot at a LARP about a month ago now. And I finished working on my client's edits. Now I'm working on images specifically requested for edit by the players themselves. So the genre, so the game was Vampire the Masquerade. That's the rule. That's the set of rules that they went by. But the game was called Gilded Cages. It was set in 1930s Hollywood. So you have a lot of elements of noir and mystery. And I was running around trying to capture images of it all. I just did but I will drink some more because I need to stay hydrated. The prototype, yeah. Basically. Like, I haven't shared too many of my finished ones yet from this set because I'm still working on it, but I mean, like, just to give you a little bit of an example. Of just some of the outfits that and some of the moments from the live in-game stuff. You know, this was a five hour game. Good evening, Maple Glades. Everyone's out. Apparently Tuesday night's just a great night for editing. And also good evening to you, Live Parker. I caught you very briefly at PAX Unplugged this PAX weekend. You were working in a booth. You were hawking some game. But yes, Mr. Renzelis. So we had this was this particular moment in the game where somebody who was a blood bag, which in the context of the game, a blood bag is basically someone who's basically a vampire's juice box. This is another moment in the game. There was a secret auction. And it's just one of the... Yeah, people dressed up for this. I mean, they took their characters and their outfits and they just went. Again, 1930s Hollywood. So it was a lot of fun. It was like doing a wedding, but much more fun. And how are you doing, Maple Glades? Like, I had never participated in a LARP in any capacity. And this was a ton of fun. I'd love to do it again. you suppose murder mystery parties... I mean, they could. Of a sort. Oh, that's a bit much. That's a bit much. But no, this is it was a lot of fun, and I took something like 300 total images, and now I will not be editing every single one of them. That'll take months. I have a day job and other silly commitments. Thank you, sir. As I was explaining a little earlier before you came on, I said, this is a little bit out of my element for me. Typically, most of my shots, most of my work is done in a studio where I have full control over everything. Or if I'm outside, I can take my time and set up appropriately. With an event like this, with 40 people, all in character, doing their own thing, and there's little moments, little scenes, happening all the time over the course of the game. I'm running around with this thing, with this big old flash head, with one of these diffusers on it, trying to, don't really have time to sit there and fiddle with the camera settings so that I get exposure just right. So it's just like, all right, for some of these images, yeah, they don't move. They don't move, exactly. I need to change that stream elements auto message, because that is slightly inaccurate. And by slightly, I mean that I am closing my Patreon at the end of this month, and I've created a Patreon-like system of monthly subscription, but I'm done doing that right off of my own website, because I'm sick and tired of Patreon and their dumb rules. So I've created something like Patreon directly on my own website. So if you go to that link and go to my website, there's a thing on the top that says memberships, and I'm basically offering the same perks different tiers. There's a $2 tier, a $5 tier, and a $10 tier. And it's pretty much the same as perks as Patreon. But it's coming off of my own website. So same rules still apply. If you subscribe at the $5 per month level or higher, you get a physical print from me every single month. And it's one of my choosing. So it could be a nude, it could be one of my cemetery pics, it could be another of my studio shots, it could be architectural. Whatever strikes my fancy. But yeah, so that's moving. The subscriptions are moving from Patreon to my website. Memberships are currently open now on the website. I would not suggest signing up for my Patreon now when I'm closing it in 4 weeks. Okay, so I've wrapped up that one. Let's go to... Which one were you? 39? Yeah, let's go to you. Yeah, that doesn't really do a whole lot, so... Yeah, it's actually not too bad. Okay. Yeah. When you're shooting with a very, very bright flash, even though like my studio lights, for example, are color corrected, they're white balanced, sometimes they tend to shoot a little more to the red side of things, so I have to do just a hair of desaturation for red so that it's not particularly in your face. Good evening, Ursa Crafter. Welcome. Good evening. Long time no see. Good evening. Hopefully all's well with you. Thank you, Ursa. Did it again. Wrong layer. There we go. It has been nothing but chaos, but you're starting to manage it better. I feel like that line basically sums up my entire 2023. like in between buying a house and then all of like personal upheaval, I'm just like, ah, yes, hydrate. Down with upheaval. I see what you did there. Bravo, sir. Well done. Do, 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 do. So the place where this LARP took place it's the house of the Women's Club of Albany, New York, which is built in the 19th century for some well-to-do family. And it actually provided a very, very nice backdrop for this 30s oriented LARP. And like I said, there were about 40 people, and they all really got into it. It was a job well done. A good time was had by all. So in this, so this particular LARP, this Vampire the Masquerade LARP, was created and run by my friend McKenna, whom some of you watching probably are very well familiar with McKenna. She's my only regular paying client, as I like to say, because she's a seamstress. She makes a whole lot of outfits for LARPs for herself, and I've edited a lot of images with her. So she and her husband created this. They made their own LARP, and it was well done. Actually, one of the images I showed you earlier was of McKenna. She was, which one was it? It was this one. Not that one. That one! Because, I mean, she doesn't do this as much now because she's got a 3-year-old, but, I mean, she would travel all over the place for LARPs. She's gone to Texas, Montreal, Toronto, just all over the place to do LARPs, and she always has wanted to create one, and she finally did. went off very well. Mm. Yeah, I'm sorry. That would put a damper on things. I get it. Sorry about that, Ursa. That would be. I can see that being difficult. I can empathize with that. Yeah, I get that. I mean, I spent a good chunk of my 20s being actively sick with Crohn's disease, and it really, really inhibited my ability to go places. Life is one big LARP. Interpretive dance by another name. Yes, indeed. Oh yeah, that no. Okay. So let's see. We've done you. We've done you. We've done you. Oh. There was one. Well, that one I completely forgot to do for this one. Break out the old magnetic lasso for this. try this again. Although, speaking of LARP and LARP-related things, this past weekend, I and my husband went to Philadelphia for PAX Unplugged, which is a 3-day board and tabletop convention. Really something for everyone at one of these things. I mean, Philly's just a great city anyway. I don't know how many of you out there are fans of Critical Role. But one of the keynote speakers at this year's event was the DM himself, Matt Mercer. Anything particularly recommendable? So, for board games or for video games? Or both? Because if we're talking board games, my latest obsession for board games is a very relaxing but still competitive game called Wingspan, in which the object of the game is to try to build the best bird preserve you can over the course of 4 rounds. So this is 39. Sepia. Four rounds. No, as far as I'm aware, the only game that takes 4 weeks to play, the only couple of games that I know that would probably take 4 weeks to play is either Monopoly or Risk. Yes, if you were doing if you're doing tabletop, yes, D&D would do that. Although if it weren't for the bane of our existence known as scheduling, you could probably get things done quicker. All right. Let's do... Let's do this one. I mean, I have to do all of them because these were requested by the players, but... Risk, Monopoly, and... Okay. Did it work? I would imagine that would be a little bit of a Sisyphean task almost, or a Herculean one. Yes, 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 bot. Hydrate, everybody. So I participated, as I typically do. I participate in a number of tournaments at PAX Unplugged, if I can get into them, because they tend to fill up very quickly. It's your turn to choose which board to play on. Obviously, I played a lot of Risk early and locked it up while everyone was feeling good about twins or whatever. So there was a couple of tournaments I participated in. There was another favorite board game of mine is Ticket to Ride. I was in a Ticket to Ride tournament. I was in a Lords of Waterdeep tournament, which was a lot of fun. I was in a Wingspan tournament, and I also participated in a card game, Uno. I participated in the Uno tournament. You want to talk cutthroat? Uno's a game you can lose limbs over. Which one, Ursa? Ticket to Ride, yes. What I've discovered, though, what I learned about these taking part in these tournaments and getting my ass handed to me in most of them, is that I am so used to playing games like Ticket to Ride and Lords of Waterdeep and Wingspan just with two players. It's usually with me and my husband, or me and one other friend. But in a tournament setting, it's usually played with 4 or 5 people. And the strategy when playing with 4 to 5 is so different than when you're playing head to head. For example, in Ticket to Ride, if you're playing with less than 5, there are certain areas of the map that have parallel tracks that you can build on one track, and somebody else could build on the immediate parallel track. But if you're playing with less than 5 people, you can't do that. So there's areas of the board that are closed off to you when you're playing with less than the full. Yes, they do, sir. They do have Catan tournaments at these things. Some of the tournaments there are played for cash. Most of them are played for just a medal. The winner gets a gold PAX medal at the end of it. But some of them are played for actual prizes. And the great thing about a lot of these games is that digital versions exist. So, because I do have friends that live pretty far away, um, I have a lot of these board games on Steam, for example. So sometimes my friends and I will get together, we'll play online, we'll play Waterdeep or Ticket to Ride or Catan online. I think I hit the end of that album, which is just as well because that's not working out for. So let's see. Yeah, I mean, on sometimes I play sometimes right here on my Twitch channel. I'll sometimes do a digital board game night, and so some friends and I will play some of the ones that are available on Steam and mobile, like again Ticket to Ride, Ascension, Catan, Waterdeep, Carcassonne is another good one. And I know that the most recent Steam sale, there was a bunch of those games on sale. All right, I will be here for about another 50 minutes or so. You've got time. I miss doing one of those though. I haven't had a digital board game night on Twitch in months. Mostly because my life has been very busy. I done? I've done 4 so far. 4 out of the 7 that I've pulled up. So. Let's do you. Alright, we gotta turn you the fuck down. Yeah, we do. Gotta correct that overexposure. Let's see if I can do this. Just as a test. Yeah, not really. Okay. So we'll do this the old-fashioned way. That's yeah, it's you have become coffee. Well done, sir. Okay, that's definitely definitely better than it was. Tone down that so it's not so screamingly white. Well, I'm very glad, sir, that you are tuning in to me for your breakfast entertainment tomorrow. If you have become coffee, then I've become dew of the mountain. Now, I know you're talking about soda, but because I go to a lot of Renaissance fairs, my brain went, wait a minute, you've become poaching? A jug of poaching. Family always goes, dew of the mountain. Take up your throat and grease your throat with a bucket of the Mountain Dew. Hi diddle daddy dum diddle diddle daddy dum diddle doo ride diddle di day. Diddle diddle daddy dum diddle diddle daddy dum diddle doo ride diddle di day. Alright, let's get these 2 layers out of here. Either way, both of you are getting caffeine into your veins. Unfortunately for me, it is not a good idea to have caffeine at almost 9 p.m. on a work night. Yes. For he too has a kid that he now must have stamina for. Ah, yes. When I have to be up at 8 a.m. for my day job, I cannot be the night owl that I used to be. And it sucks because I really kind of miss it. I mean, the only times I ever actually pulled all-nighters in college or since have been to play video games. So... 'I feel like this guy here in the wrapped up in all the gauze. He's looking. He's like, about to make me an offer I can't refuse. 50% off on all gauze and gauze-related accessories. So, in the context of this game, this character here is actually something supernatural. I think something demonic. I actually did ask McKenna specifically about this one. Oh, it was during the. It was actually during the LARP. It wasn't actually in Messenger. Okay, but this guy is something demonic. So, like, so the gauze is to hide the fact that that ain't a human under there. Or at least not completely. Traveling gauze merchant, yes. And if you buy now, I can hook you up with some nice gauze accessories. Butterfly suitures. I can hook you up with a great deal for some ABD pads and some silver bandages. Boo! Oh. God, if Tiny Dragon on Fire were here, she would have ran with that. She would have ran. Although it's funny you should say that, because I've been applying that type of edit to the background of almost all of these images. Given the context of the game, I think it adds a neat effect. For those of you who are out there watching, thank you so much for spending some of your Tuesday evening with me on this sort of spur of the moment photo editing stream. That's basically where what my streams have become nowadays. Oh, no. Because life has gotten busy, and so I've realized the harder I try to stay to a set streaming schedule, the worse trying to adhere to that schedule is. So I'm just like, all right, you know what? Whenever I feel like streaming, that's when I'm gonna stream. Well, it's like, even after I finished moving in, then it's like I planned myself into a corner. It's like, well, on Tuesday nights I had choir rehearsal. On Wednesday nights, I bowl. I'm in a bowling league, so I do that. Like every other Thursday, I had therapy, and it was just like, okay, something had to give, and so I'm like, you know what? I'll just stream whenever the hell I want. And it's actually been much easier. It's like, sort of, it frees myself from that sort of like, I stream because I want to, as opposed to feeling like streaming because I have to. You know, back when we were all at home in the pandemic, in isolation, I had all the time in the world. I did 2 to 3 streams every week, and that was great. I'm like, oh, right, life is back to normal now. So, all right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. Let's go to the other end of the house. Let's crop out some ends of people. Thank you, bot. Make sure you hydrate, everybody. Time to get kitted to bed. Gonna lurk and be back in bed. All right. I will be here for like another half hour or so. Yes, indeed. Thank you for stopping by, Ursa. Very much a pleasure. Well, I definitely know that a definitive day that I will be streaming is in about a little more than a week and a half. I'll be participating on the. Excuse me. I'll be participating in the next Artists Together, formerly known as Artist Back Alley. I'll be participating in that raid train. When did I... What slot did I sign up for? Or did the calendar come down? Yeah, I think the link to the calendar has come and gone, so. Anyway, I know that I'm going to be participating. I think it's going to be more toward the evening here. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, I'm participating sort of more toward in the evening, my time, on the day of that raid train, which is going to be Saturday, December 16th. I'm looking forward to that. It has been quite a while since I was able to participate. The last 2 or 3 raid trains, they have been on days where I had something planned. Like I was inevitably out of town or something. But no, I will finally be able to catch one more this year. I think it is shaping up to be another. It's going to be some. I'll be doing photo editing. I have not shot any film recently, so I don't think I don't think there's going to be any sort of slight or constant agitation this particular go around. If I am not done editing these images by then, there'll probably be some of these. I know I've got some images from local cemetery that I need to edit, and some images from my most recent trip to Cape Cod that I need to edit as well. So that is probably on the docket for my spin on the Artist Together raid train. I'm seeing who else has signed up for that. Oh, some definite names I recognize. Can3 Art, Fwa Heartily, Johnny Boy G, Toss a Coin to Your Twitcher, Capped, X Mary Moon. Oh yeah, there's a whole bunch of familiar names. There's only 1 or 2 that I haven't heard of, so. Also, I still have to get back to my video game. I still have Zelda Ocarina of Time to finish. Although lately the video game that has consumed my soul, and I have finally finished it, was Horizon Forbidden West, which was an absolutely amazing game. Impeccable Images. Good evening. Ah, all right. I need to rejoin that. I need to join that Discord. He sent me an invite to it. I've got the link to it. So good evening. Welcome. Welcome on in. I'm currently editing images from a LARP that I was hired to do photography for. I do have the link. But thank you, though. No. I keep going to the wrong thing. There we are. And if you are, any of you out there are curious about what I do when I'm not doing event photography at a LARP, that link takes you to my card page. It takes you to my Instagram, my Vero, my website, my Redbubble store. Patreon is going to come down soon. I'm closing my Patreon at the end of the year, and it's being replaced with a Patreon-like system of membership, but I'm running it directly from my own website instead of Patreon. So right now I'm working on images that the players of the LARP specifically requested me to edit. And of course, as I say from time to time, if any of you out there watching me have some art that you want to share, feel free to post a link into the chat, and we'll do a little show and tell. From time to time, I do nude studio work, and so sometimes when I edit those images, I stream on another platform called Picarto. I haven't done one of those in quite a while. All right. So what is the other one that I've been asked? Another one I've been asked to edit. This one. So I will. The hubby is home from work, and we're going to play Lego Hobbit, so you will be lurking. All right. Well, you go enjoy, and thank you for stopping by, and thank you for the, thank you for checking me out. Hope to see you again sometime soon. You have a great rest of your night. I think the curves are actually fine on this one. Yep, there's the reminder again. Hydrate, everybody. Another 15, 20 minutes or so. I'll probably have time to edit one more after this. Before I call it a night, because regrettably it is still a work night. But again, thank you so much for stopping by, spending some of your Tuesday evening with me. I do very much appreciate the pleasure of your company. brightness contrast adjust. I think I need slightly less contrast on this one. Just a hair. Okay. Yeah, I do have time to edit one more. So let me just see which one I... see which another one of the player edits I want. Decisions. Let's do you. Let's finish on you. Okay. And this one I had gotten a note. Okay. So we got a crop note on this one. sure. Yep. So that's how I'll crop it. That was a requested crop, so just a little brighter, not a whole lot actually. So use that. Very good. Oops. Okay. Just to save you as you. And yeah, so let's do this then. I'm really digging this music. That's alright, I'll fix that in a second. Like, somebody recommended to me this playlist of lo-fi video game music, and I have been digging it. It's been great. Definitely something to listen to when you're trying to do a nice, quiet, chill. Art editing stream. I like it. doesn't really do anything. Okay. So. Alright. No. Okay, and then the last. No. All right. Cool. And we're right around the 2-hour mark as well, so I will do what I always do at the wrap-up of one of my photo editing streams. We'll do a recap of what was done tonight before we close it all out. So, we started this evening let me drag bridge over. This is what we started with. And then we had that. And then we have those three. And then we have Mummy Guy. And we have the other end of the mighty fine party. We have another scene between these characters. And then finally, that's what we wrapped up with. So there we are. Not a bad 2 hours work, if I do say so myself. So, all right. Yeah, that's about the sum of it. Not bad at all. So, alrighty. So let's see if there is currently anyone on my end that is currently streaming that we could raid to. Oh. Yes, we do. We have somebody I haven't raided in a good long while who's doing some art. We're going to go to Fancy Schmancy. So let me just get him up in the chat. That's who we're gonna raid. And so that's what we're gonna do. All right, my friends, thank you so much for spending some of your Tuesday evening with me. Again, I very, very much appreciate the pleasure of your company. Until I see you guys again, have a great night. Stay safe out there. Good night. And joy be with you all, everyone. I'll see you next time.